Yo, what is up YouTube? It's your boy Legend and I'm back with another video. You already know what this is just by looking at the thumbnail. Now if you guys like the video, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe while you're at it. But without further ado, let's just get into this intro so we can start this what if.
I won't give up, I'll never stop till I wash up on the sand or my heart finally stops. I will be the best, headed out for change, I just started on my quest. Yeah, the world will know my name, I'm excited, I'm obsessed. No one in my way but myself and a test. Yeah, I will be the best, yeah, I will be the best. Life is just a game, I'll be playing till I rest. I'll be there to claim my own spot among the best. Deep within my mind, I'll put all my fear to rest. Cause I will be the best, yeah, I will be the
Outside the Occult Research Club, Issei and Yuto stared at their opponents calculatingly and prepared to fight when needed. Well, that was on Yuto's mind. In Issei's mind, he couldn't wait to see those wondrous figures of the two maidens underneath those heavy cloaks. Just thinking about this, his expression turned lecherous, with him knowing about that. From aside, Rias and Akeno noticed Issei's change in expression and sighed at his perverse manner. The sigh came from Rias while Akeno was giggling amusingly. Kaneko gained a deadpan look on her face when she looked at Issei. Naruto was the only one with a neutral face. He found Issei interesting and now he wants to know why. Okay, Harem Kote, show me how Security Eye fights. Naruto exclaimed and crossed his hands. Issei turned to Naruto with fire of passion in his eyes. He pointed at Naruto and shouted, "Yosh! Now I'm going to show you how I fight Emotionless Yaru. Behold the power of Butcho's pawn!" Just as he finished the statement, Irina had charged at him with her Excalibur mimic. She aimed for his stomach, but Issei managed to jump back and avoid it, though barely, as her attack gave him a tear on his shirt. Issei looked down at the tear and sighed in relief. That was close, but Irina continued her assault on him, which caused Issei to dodge every slice. Meanwhile, Yuto and Zenobia had their own battle. Yuto activated his sword birth, which piqued Zenobia's interest. Sword birth? I remember that there was a subject that has such a sacred gear in the Holy Sword Project. I see. So that was you, stated Zenobia and unclothed her Excalibur of Destruction. At the sight of the sword, Yuto began to laugh out loud. Zenobia, hearing his laugh, narrowed her eyes and wondered, "You are laughing?" "Yes, because after so long, I finally found something that I must destroy," replied Yuto, and picked up one of the swords he created with sword birth. Zenobia rushed forward with her Excalibur of Destruction and engaged Yuto. Yuto intercepted the strike, but he was barely holding it off. He was forced to jump back as he analyzed the situation. Even if it's only a fragment of the original Excalibur, the power of it is still bothersome. To destroy all seven won't be so easy. We are at a disadvantage here. Just a scratch from holy swords is enough to harm a devil badly, commented Akino, and embraced her waist as she observed the battle. Yuto can compensate that disadvantage with the knight's speed, but Issei, Rias commented, but when Irina's sword accidentally clashed with his gauntlet, nothing happened. His left hand already belongs to a dragon, so holy swords won't work on his left arm anymore, replied Naruto, analyzing the battle. Then he glanced at the battle between Yuto and Zenobia. Kiba-san may have speed, but Zenobia has more experience. After all, she was trained to fight with holy swords since she was little after all. Rias was about to refute, but must admit that Naruto was right. Both Yuto and Issei still have little experience in the battle, much like herself and Akeno. Rias then turned towards the second knight and wondered, just how could he analyze the result of the battle from so quickly by just observing it from a minute. Issei was held off against Irina for a while. The girl started to feel irritated and pouted. "Why are you so strong, Issei-kun? You shouldn't be this strong." "I am not the same Issei you know anymore, and I will prove it to you with my next attack," declared Issei and pointed at Irina. In response to his words, Boosted Gear screamed, "Boost." Issei gripped his fist tightly with fire in his eyes. Explosion! Issei's body was covered in the green energy from his sacred gear. He even revealed his devil wings. He began to charge at Irina with a perverted smirk. Irina looked innocently at her childhood friend and wondered what he planned, but her instincts told her to avoid Issei's touch at all costs. Dress break! Kaneko decided to speak for the first time since the battle started. Be careful, Arena-san. Issei Senpai can rip off any female's clothes to nothing with a mere touch. When saying this, Kaneko had a deadpan look. Why are you helping the enemy, Kaneko-chan? Issei shouted at Kaneko. Because you're the enemy of all females, Kaneko replied with a deadpan expression remaining on her face. What a horrible pervert. Move, Issei-kun. I see that you weren't just being turned into a devil, but your heart is being tainted as well. Irina gasped and held her heart dramatically. Then she clasped her hands to pray. Oh, Kami-sama, please forgive such a pervert like Issei-kun. But Naruto seemed to have a different thought about Issei's perverted technique. He nodded curtly to himself and muttered analytically, Naruto, this technique was created to steal modesty from females, as they worried about it very much. And when they tried to cover their modesty, you can knock them out with one move, as expected, Sekirite. Ria's sweat dropped, then turned to Naruto with deadpan eyes. How the heck did he turn Issei's technique by his comment to a useful technique? Meanwhile, Yuto was having difficulty with Zenobia. Surely he was faster, but his speed is useless because the Excalibur could create explosions if the user desired, but he won't give up so easily. With Sword Birth, Yuto created a huge demonic sword and declared, Your strength is impressive, but how about now? Your Excalibur of Destruction, or my demonic blade. Let's see who will win. Yuto charged at Zenobia, but it seemed the weight of the blade is too much for him, and it slowed him down a bit. But that was all Zenobia needed. She sidestepped Yuto's slash and hit him with the sword in the guard, which knocked the air out of Yuto. Yuto! Rias exclaimed wearily. Yuto fell to the ground and glared at Zenobia from each position. Zenobia looked down at Yuto coldly and mocked. I won, senpai. With that, Zenobia turned her back and started to walk away, but she was stopped and glanced back at Yuto from the corner of her eyes. I will at least tell you this. The one in charge of the human project was Valper Galilei, and the one that helped him in the matter of the rogue exorcist. They both were exiled and considered heretics. Your hatred towards all holy sword users are ridiculous. After those words, Zenobia walked away carelessly. Wait, Yuto gasped as he raised a hand to reach out for Zenobia. With Issei. Issei tried to use Dress Break on Erina, but she was too swift for him. In the end, Issei failed to rip off her clothes, but accidentally destroyed Kaneko's and Asia's clothes, which earned him a super powerful punch from Kaneko. Rias immediately covered Naruto's eyes with her hands when Kaneko and Asia were stripped naked. Akino actually looked amused, seeing how Rias covered Naruto's eyes so he won't be able to look at them naked. It seems Rias didn't have a problem with Naruto seeing her naked, but she was against him seeing other girls in their birthday suits. How interesting. Irina pitied her childhood friend, so she sat down and lectured him with her cute voice. Don't do it ever again, okay? Your perverseness will only bring more pain to your life. Like hell, muttered Issei, and began to stand up slowly. Then he looked up with fire of passion in his eyes and shouted, Like hell I will stop. My goal is to destroy all female clothes in the world. Then all females will walk around naked. That is the ultimate goal that I am striving to. Irina's sweat dropped in deadpan. How can you say something such a horrible goal with such self-righteous expression? You are really hopeless, pervert. Naruto's eyes were still being covered by Rias' hands. What the heck is wrong with this girl? She didn't have a problem when he looks at her naked, but she refused to let him see the other girls naked? Oju-sama, I think you can uncover my eyes now. Seeing that Akino has brought out new clothes for Asi and Kaneko, Rias uncovered his eyes but decided to stay by Naruto's side. Naruto turned to Rias with a boring look. Why did you cover my eyes, Oju-sama? Because you were about to see Asi and Kaneko naked, Rias simply replied. Naruto's sweat dropped at her reasoning. So it's okay for me to see you naked, but not other girls? I am your Oju-sama, therefore you must look at only me. And if there is a body that you can look at naked, then it is mine. Rias replied and flicking her crimson hair to the wind. Naruto looked deadpan at Rias and refuted. Since when servants are allowed to see their masters naked, Urusai, why do you even complain about that? Maybe you actually want to see Asi and Kaneko naked. Perhaps you are a closet pervert. Rias stammered at Naruto's remark and began to accuse him. Now, where did that come from? You know well enough that I'm not a pervert. Naruto replied calmly with a roll of his eyes. Rias felt frustrated, seeing her idiot knight act so calmly. He's just pissing her off to no end. And it seems their arguing has caught the attention of both fighters. Irina puffed her cheeks cutely and glared slightly at Naruto. She didn't like the fact that how close Naruto is to Rias. Yeah, right. Just what he needed. One more troublesome girl that glares at him for no reason. During the fight, Issei was injured to his stomach by Irina's sword. The effect was immediately, as he could feel strength leaving him. He couldn't even maintain his sacred gear, and he fell to the ground and passed out. It seems the fight is over. I appreciate that you girls didn't kill my servants with your holy swords. Rias stepped in with both exorcists. Then you would keep your part of the bargain, right? Zenobia replied, looking at Rias. Yes, of course. But I want to know, did you find out about which fallen angel stole those holy swords? Rias wondered curiously. We managed to find out that all those doings come from one of the leaders of Gigori, Kakebio. Zenobia stated, which surprised Rias. Before us, there was an exorcist, but he was killed brutally, added Zenobia. Naruto helped Yuto to stand up, as he could barely stand after the battle. With the help of Naruto, Yuto stood up and informed them. It was Freed Selzen. Coincidentally, I witnessed his murder, and he's carrying a holy sword with him, a rogue exorcist, muttered Zenobia, narrowing her eyes. She then looked up at Yuto to thank him. I appreciate you for your valuable information. Now we will leave. Issei-kun, if you want to die, come to me anytime. Hina said cutely and kissed her crest. Then she turned to Naruto and winked at him. And you, Naruto-kun, call me anytime you want. I will welcome you anytime. Choo! Irina sent a butterfly kiss to Naruto. With that, she ran to catch up with Zenobia. Certainly, a deadpan expression appeared on Rias' face again. A tick mark appeared on her forehead, and she uttered the name slowly and dangerously. Naruto! Naruto sighed again and rubbed his temples. He will soon turn crazy from his Ojusama's mood swings. Naruto couldn't understand the simple fact that Rias is jealous. Akino was giggling amusedly at the sight. Somehow, the interaction between Rias and Naruto became her famous comedy movie. Scene change. After some arguing with Rias, Yuto walked out of the club silently. He did that knowing without her permission he could become a rogue devil. But even so, he must destroy those swords for the sake of his friends. Yuto looked up to the darkened sky and sighed. He knew that what he did was ungrateful because Butcho has given him his life once more. He owed her his life. There are things that Ojusama can't understand, Kiba-san. Naruto walked up to him. If you still want to pursue your goal, I can help you. Why do you want to help me, Naruto-san? Yuto wondered, looking at the blonde. You don't know this, but we have some things in common, replied Naruto, looking at Yuto blankly. Like what? I'm a former subject for an experiment as well, Naruto said calmly and waited for Yuto's reaction. As expected, Yuto's eyes widened, hearing that, but he calmed down and muttered, I see. But the difference between us is that I didn't let the feelings of vengeance consume me, and we lost different things in those experiments. You lost your friends while I was forced to throw away something to keep myself sane. Naruto replied calmly, like what he's saying is completely normal. Something to keep yourself sane, Yuto repeated with a questionable look. What is that? Naruto kept quiet for a while, then responded, maybe I'll tell you some other time. So, do you want my help or not? Yuto smiled gratefully and bowed his head. I will be forever grateful for this, Naruto-san. Naruto just dismissed him and waving his hand. No need to bow your head. I know that Oju-sama will be pissed off when she finds out about me going with you. But I've heard her lecturing about 100 times. 101 won't be a difference. The next day at night, Naruto and Yudo were not the only ones that decided to go hunting for the rogue exorcist though. Issa and Kaneko had somehow managed to convince Saji from Sona's Sea Trees periods to join them. Issei and Kaneko wanted to help Yudo as they were friends. They had met up with Zenobia and Irina that were hungry and without money again. They treated them to lunch on and proposed to form an alliance. Zenobia agreed because this time their enemy is one of the leaders of Grigori. With Rias and Sona, Rias and Sona were enjoying the sauna. Sona was tapping her naked body with her big leaves to massage her body. You know, Rias, that Naruto wasn't present in class, but the teacher still marked him like he was present. He used hypnotic magic on the teacher. Your other night sure is bothersome, said Sona, taking a sit next to her best friend. That troublemaker, and he even promised me that he will attend class. Rias fumed at the fact that Naruto fooled her once again. Well, based on the class journal, he could be counted as being present, but that still is not okay with me. Sona then turned to Rias and asked, I heard Kiba-kun has left you, and it seems Naruto-san is with him as well. Yeah, but I won't ever let him go. He is from my peerage after all. And Naruto, I don't need to worry about him. Naruto never did anything without a reason before. The fact that he wanted to help Yudo may somehow connect to his past. Rias exclaimed, crossing her hands under her bosom. I am interested. Just how strong is Naruto-san? And why did he decide to stay in your peerage? Sona asked curiously. Naruto was given to me by my niece-sama. He told that Naruto will be my personal servant and will always stay by my side. But I found that chaining Naruto to myself will make his life boring. That's why when I become strong enough to protect myself, I gave him some freedom. Rias exclaimed with a nostalgic smile. I noticed you are pretty overprotective and obsessed with him. Sona stated that as a fact. Rias decided to be at least honest with her best friend. To tell you the truth, I really am attracted to him, even knowing he's always pissed me off with his non-caring expression for some reason. I don't want for him to look at other girls when they are exposing their bodies. Naruto also seems lost of the feel of lust. His reaction to females' naked bodies is completely different from other males. You know, even your sister created a rule where whoever makes him blush will have the right to claim him. But that is impossible, I'm telling you. Rias was frustrated at all her failed attempts to make Naruto blush. Onisama pretty much was obsessed with Naruto-san as well, as far as claiming him to be her future husband. Sona sighed, recalling her troublesome childish mouse sister that always embarrassed her in public. Rias narrowed her eyes after hearing that fact. She won't ever have Naruto to any females, be it Mao, Goddess, or Archangel. Naruto will remain hers forever. Their conversation was interrupted when a magic seal appeared. From them, the astral figures of Akeno and Tsubaki revealed. Sorry for the disturbance, Butcho. Good job, you two, stated Rias. Yes, but a little late, added Sona. So, what is the situation? We're in big trouble, Tsubaki informed her king. That caused both heiresses to narrow their eyes, with Naruto and Yudo. By using Sharingan to trace the holy energy, both boys arrived at a certain location. Yudo could easily recognize it as the place where they first killed the rogue devil with Issei. The devil was called Visor. Upon arriving at the place, Naruto felt the presence ahead of them and raised his hand to stop Yudo from advancing forward. What's wrong, Naruto-san? Yudo asked the blonde. I felt two presences inside that place. One was very close to us. The other is currently inside the building. Naruto informed Yudo about enemies' locations. Suddenly, a shadow descended fast at them. Naruto managed to warn Yudo in time to intercept the enemy's attack. It was none other than Free Selzen, the rogue exorcist that they were hunting. Free jumped back and landed on top of the building. He has a psychotic look as usual. Oi, oi, what are you two devils doing here this late? You two didn't hunting poor old me, right? Freed said mockingly, mocking them with the as he stuck his tongue out creepily. At the same time, Issei and Kaneko, together with Saji, arrived in time, disguising themselves as saints. They were surprised that Naruto was there with Yudo. Naruto-san, what are you doing here? Issei exclaimed. Then he looked up and saw the bastard that had hurt Asuya badly. Freed! Bastard! Naruto turned his head to face them and deadpanned. I'm the one that should ask that question. What are you two doing here? This is none of your business. We want to help, Yudo-senpai, retorted Kaneko with her soft voice. I didn't volunteer to come, but those two forced me to tag along. Saji accused Issei and Kaneko. It doesn't matter now. We have the enemy up here. Prepare for the battle. Naruto ordered them, but he actually was the only one that stood in a relaxed stance. 5 against 1. Against little old me. That's a little much to handle. Freeze said with fake concern, then laughed maniacally. Just joking. With my holy sword, I can cut you all to pieces. All the devils there felt unease at the sword. No mistake there that Freed was holding one of the Excalibur. I am your only opponent. They would just stand to the side and observe, declared Yudo, as he charged at Freed with the sword in his hand. Both opponents began to clash swords with each other and move very fast for the eyes of normal humans to see. But Freed wasn't so simple either. He could easily keep up with Yudo. The others couldn't see anything but because of their speed, but Naruto could see their movements with ease, even without Sharingan. Kuso, that Freed is actually keeping up with Kiba's speed. Issei cursed silently. If only we could slow him down just a little bit. Slow down, you say? That I can do, replied Sanji with a smile and activated the Sacred Gear absorption line. It has the appearance of a small black gauntlet that has the shape of a chameleon head. Sanji launched its tongue and wrapped it around Free's leg. Whoa! You also have a Sacred Gear. You're really cool, Sanji, exclaimed Issei in awe. Freed was surprised at the sudden attack. He tried to cut that annoying rope with his holy sword, but couldn't. Kuso, again those annoying dragons, Freed cursed. And is it even one of the dragons? That's so cool. Issei couldn't hide his excitement. All that time, Issei is gathering dragon's power in his boosted gear to transform it to Yudo. Kaneko suddenly picked him up and threw him at Yudo with one word, fly. Issei was sent flying to Yudo to transfer the dragon's power to him. Using the dragon's energy giving Issei, Yudo used the sword burst with intention to finish all Freed. Freed destroyed the swords created by sword burst desperately. Suddenly, all of them heard a voice that was slowly heard from the entrance below. Sword burst, huh? A very rare sacred gear. That in the right hand could become a dangerous weapon. Freed looked down and saw a bald old man with glasses wearing saint clothes. Valper Gigi. At hearing that name, Yudo's eyes widened in rage and utters the name like a curse. Valper Galilei. So, he is the one in charge of the Holy Sword Project. Naruto muttered to himself, looking at the immoral Archbishop. It seems you didn't fully master how to wield the Holy Sword, Freed, exclaimed Valper, and looked up at Freed calmly. Then teach me how to do it right, demanded Freed. Just channel the sword. That will make your attack stronger. Valper instructed the rogue exorcist. Freed did as told and channeled his holy energy into the sword. The sword began to glow with golden energy surrounding it. I see. By channeling the holy energy in my sword, I can even cut that annoying rope, Freed said with a psychotic grin and cut the line rope easily, surprising Sajin. Now I will cut you down, brat. It's time for round 2. Freed charged at Yudo with impressive speed, but a kick blasted him away. Valper turned to see who had intervened and exclaimed, Oh! So, you are the successful project of Ultimate Project. Never expected to see you here. Naruto narrowed his eyes at Valper and questioned him. You know about Ultimate Project? The others don't understand what those two are saying, just as they are about to ask, Zenovia and Irina had arrived. It seems we are just in time, stated Zenovia, then turned to both road exorcists. Heretic Freed and Archbishop Valper Galilei, in the name of God, I will end your lives. Oh, two more bitches have appeared. No problem, I will cut you all down in an instant with my sword, exclaimed Freed creepily and began licking the edges of his lips. But Valper refuted him in thought. We must retreat. This time, we were sent to deal with spies from church, but to deal with the wielder of holy swords and even the ultimate, that is beyond us. I agree, Gigi. But what is that ultimate you are talking about? Before they left, he decided to ask that question. That, huh? Valper turned to look at Naruto with the sky grin, but nearly pissed his pants seeing a chilling look in Naruto's eyes. There were absolutely no emotions in those eyes. Eyes of unfeeling, killing machines. I, I, I will tell you when we escape. The Nabeyo. Freeze shouted out with a crazy grin and threw a flash bomb that ninjas often use to blind their enemies and escape. Yudo and the two holy sword wielders cursed immediately and chased them after. Suddenly a voice was heard behind them. Issei and Saji looked back and paled. From the two seals of teleportation, two heresies came out. You two are such naughty kids, Ria stated, and Akeno was there with her. Maybe you should explain about your actions. You too, Saji, demanded Sona, looking scarily at Saji. I don't want Yudo senpai to leave us, replied Kaneko, with her usual soft voice, and looked down a bit. Issei recalled there was one more person with them and exclaimed, what about Naruto Yero? He is with us too. At that reminding of Naruto, Rias looked up at the roof of the building where Naruto is currently standing. He stayed motionless like that ever since Valper spilled out about his ultimate. His eyes were shadowed by his front bangs, and the night breeze is blowing his hair dramatically. Just she was about to call him. Naruto used Kamui to suck himself into his space-time hole created with his eyes. What's wrong with Naruto? Wondered Rias, looking concerned. He was like that after the old geezer Valper spoke about some kind of ultimate project, answered Issei. Kaneko also found Naruto's behavior strange. She recalled the look in Naruto's eyes that he had gave Valper. Even if it was not directly at her, just by gazing at them, she could feel shivers down her spine. Naruto was that terrifying at that moment to her. Ultimate project. I'm hearing it for the first time, stated Rias, trying to recall if she had ever heard something like that. Rias suddenly embraced both Issei and Kaneko. Issei blushed slightly, being hugged by his butcho. He thought that all her attention will now be focused on that emotionless Yero, but it seems he still has a chance. Such naughty kids, making me worry like that. Scene change. After that, to explain more about the situation, they entered the church there. After the explanation, Rias understood what is going on, more or less. So, Yudo is chasing Freed and Valper together with those two girls, right? And Naruto's location is unknown. But he's probably heading there as well, concluded Rias, sitting at the bench with her arms crossed as usual. Now time for punishment, Saji, exclaimed Sona, and stood up, focusing her magic into her palm. Saji pleaded for forgiveness, but Sona ignored his plea, then began to hit him with her magic at his rear. Issei was about to think of the same thing, like that won't happen to him because Butcher is very kind to her servants. Now Issei, you also turn around to receive your punishment. But Butcho, I thought you were kind towards your servants, reasoned Issei shakily. Gomen, but to punish naughty servants, that is the job of every master after all, Rias replied with a smile. Oh no, Naruto, you know that this will happen and escape beforehand, right? Issei shouted out with tears of pain running down his eyes as he began being hit by Rias with a magic as well. But guys, I'm going to end it off right there. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe while you edit, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.